Hey sweet loves, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about how to know when you are making the right decisions using your human design authority. If you don't know what a human design authority is, that's okay, we're gonna get into it. But the most important part I want you to take away from this video is to know how you are specifically designed to make your right decisions. I also want to quickly add that if you want to be a member of Authentic Souls Club, all you got to do is hit that little subscribe button below and you're in. Let's first talk about why it's important to know how you are designed to make your right decisions. The most common thing I find when interacting with people, when working with clients, when engaging with my community is that people really struggle with decision paralysis. We're so inundated by society and we're so conditioned by society to not trust ourselves, to not trust our energy. And so what I really want to do with this video is to give you even just a little step in the right direction to retrusting your energy, retrusting how you were designed to connect to your intuition, to connect to your authentic soul, instead of going externally for answers. And you know what the saying, too many cooks in the kitchen, right? That's literally what it's like when we are always going outside of ourselves, trying to get everybody's opinion and get everybody's intake and get everybody's advice and all of that kind of stuff. And don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place for that. We're community creatures, we thrive off of interactions with one another. But at the end of the day, you make the decisions, boo-boo. Like, this is your life and you need to trust yourself and you need to understand how you are authentically designed to make your right decisions, so you stop looking for external validation, so you stop asking every single person you come across what the right choice is for you. And what's going to happen once you start getting used to making decisions and trusting yourself and really solidifying your decision-making process is you're going to feel a lot more confident in your decisions and you're going to move past that decision paralysis. You're going to make decisions a lot quicker and you're not going to spend and waste so much time humming and hawing. Should I do this? Is this the right thing for me? I don't know. What does this mean? What does this feel like? That gets really overwhelming, and that prevents us from taking action, and that prevents us from actually moving forward and doing the things that we want to do. I first want to start by sharing a story of my partner who is really great at convincing himself out of the decisions that he's already made, that he already likes. And the reason why this happens is because he always starts asking for other people's opinions and other people's advice. So recently, my partner wanted to trade in his truck for a newer truck. So he started asking his family, he started asking me, he started asking his coworkers and all of these people, and he kept getting different opinions and he kept getting different advice, and he was becoming more and more and more confused. And finally I kind of like snapped him out of it and I was like, stop fucking asking people, all of these other people, what you should do. What do you want to do? What is in your body? What is your soul, your spirit, your intuition? What is it telling you? He's like, well, I want the truck. I'm like, then why the fuck are you listening to all these other people? First and foremost, all of these people have different life experiences. So one of his coworkers, like, just bought a house and is having a new kid and all of these things. That is not his life experience right now. That is not his life stage right now. We don't have kids. So like, making decisions based on our family that we don't have is not right for us, because that's not our life experience right now. That's not our life situation right now. So when we keep asking for all of these external people's advice on what we should do, but we don't take into account the differences in our life experience, our life situations, and all of that kind of stuff, it's gonna make us really, really confused. At the end of the day, we have to decide what we want. At the end of the day, we have to decide what is right for us based on our life experience, based on our life situation, based on our life circumstances. So once he like detached himself to all these other people with other life experiences and other life circumstances, he was able to actually hear his own internal voice. Yeah, I want the truck. So it was when he was able to turn off the outside noise and listen to the voice inside of him, that's when he figured out what he actually wanted to do. That's when he figured out what the right decision was for him. And here's the thing, the number one most common piece of advice we hear when making decisions or wanting to take action is to go with your gut. Give me a thumbs up if you've heard the advice, go with your gut. But here's the thing, not everybody is designed to make decisions with their gut. Awkward. In fact, there are actually 7 different ways people can be designed to make a decision. And it makes sense that go with your gut is one of the most common pieces of advice out there because generators fall under 2 different authorities. So you can either be a sacral authority or an emotional authority. And generators make up most of the population. So it makes sense that how we are designed to make decisions, we impose that on other people. But that's literally what this channel is all about. It's understanding that everyone is so unique. Everyone has different needs. Everyone has a different energy. We do not all work the same. And that is really the message I want to hone in on this channel, is that we don't all work the same and we can't impose what works for us on other people. So like I mentioned, sacral is one authority. That's making decisions based on your gut. But not everybody is like that. I also mentioned the emotional authority. Now, emotional authority is not like you're erratic and you make decisions from your emotions. It just means that you have to feel your emotions in order to make a decision. There's also the splenic authority, so making decisions in the moment. There's also heart or ego authority, so speaking things into existence and using your sheer willpower to make your decisions. There's also an environmental authority. There's also a lunar authority. If you want more insight and the steps to figure out what your authority is, there's a free manual at the link in the description below called the Free Awareness Manual that literally walks you through step by step on how to figure out what your energy type is, what your authority is, and so much more. So if you want to figure out what your authority is, definitely go download the Awareness Manual and that will walk you through step by step what you need to know. I'm gonna sound like a broken record by the time you finish watching most of my videos, but the only way that this information actually relates to you and is gonna pertain to you is by actually experimenting with it. So when you find what your correct authority is, I want you to start experimenting with that. So let's say you are a sacral authority and you are designed to make decisions with your gut. What does that feel like? What does a yes feel like in your body? For me, it's a really expansive feeling. It's a really excited feeling. And sometimes I even make this like guttural, like excited, like ooh kind of sound. And that lets me know that yes, this is really exciting to me. This is how I know I'm making the right decision for me right now. If I like contract, if I like feel sick to my stomach, if my immediate reaction is like, and again, there's like guttural sound, no, that is not what I want to be doing, then I know that the right decision for me is to not do that thing. And the second thing I want you to do to figure out how to know you're making the right decisions after you figure out what your authority is to experiment with it. What does that yes feel like in your body? What does that no feel like in your body? And if you need help figuring that out, comment it down below. Go figure out what your authority is, comment down below and let me know what your authority is, and let's start talking about what that actually feels like in your body and figure out how you can start experimenting with it and translating to how it actually shows up in your life. So like I said, I'm a sacral authority, so I am designed to make decisions with my gut. Here's the thing, I find, unfortunately, that I am always more clear on what the right decision was after the fact, which is really unfortunate, but I'm getting better at it. Because for me, it's like a little tug, it's like a little whisper, but then I get in my head, like I'm sure a lot of us do, we get in our heads about it. Nobody is designed to make decisions with their head. We're not meant to. Too many of us are activated in here and not enough of us are activated in here, in our bodies, in our soul, in our energy. And that's why I'm doing this work here. So yes, I am a sacral authority. I make decisions with my gut. And like I was saying, I always know after the fact. So if I make a decision and then I immediately feel sick to my stomach, I'm like, oh, that wasn't the right choice. But then I learned from it and I reflect. So there's step number 3. Step number 1, find your authority. Step number 2, experiment with your authority. Step number 3, reflect on your authority. So the answer to the question, how to know you're making the right decisions, is really simple, my loves. Lean into your authority. Find how you were specifically designed to make decisions. And yes, maybe that answer is really frustrating to you because it's not some cookie cutter bullshit that I'm trying to sell you here, but I want you to actually put the work in and figure out how you were designed to make your decisions. What's your authority? What's your internal compass? What's your intuition telling you? Once you figure out what your authority is, then I want you to start experimenting with it. Start feeling how that actually shows up in your life. And if you need help with that, send me a message, send me a DM on Instagram, post a comment on the video, send me an email, get in contact with me somehow. I will help you through this. I will help you figure out how you are specifically designed to make decisions. Here's the thing, something that I always say is that all roads lead to your authority. Your authority is your intuition. Your authority is your internal compass. It is how you are specifically designed to make your decisions. Everything and anything leads back to your authority. How you manifest, how you goal set, how you make your decisions, what to eat for dinner, anything and everything, all roads lead back to your authority. So again, how to know you're making the right decisions? Find your authority, friends. Okay, Say Loves, that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to hear more about the authorities, please comment down below and let me know. Also, let me know what your authority is. I want to make sure that you do this homework and make this work for you so that you can know with certainty how you are designed to make the right decisions. And remember, it's not always go with your gut. Nope. If you want some, what do I want? What? I look naked all the time. Damn it. What are we talking about? Bye.